Hi class, it's me again, Mr. Hawkins. This video is going to be a description of assignment 3, the infographic. And you were probably asking yourself, what the hell is an infographic? Well, we will get to that soon enough. I have many examples for you to look at, and I'll even show you a few examples in this video. The others will be posted to D2L. But let's talk a little bit about the last 8 weeks of the semester, okay? Everything you have done this semester, and I'm actually going to be reading directly from here, everything you have done this semester has actually led you to this point. There was a reason you were tasked to explore, summarize, and evaluate digital archives, to see how information was collected and synthesized, to see how that information was then presented to audiences. In other words, there was a purpose for you to read rhetorically. Because now you are tasked to build your own archive and then present your findings. Okay? For the remainder of our class, you will develop a research topic that will guide your work for the next 2 assignments. During the course of these units, you will practice developing research topics, searching scholarly databases, in which, if you look to D2L, you will find slideshows about how to develop research topics, and then there will be a video posted to D2L soon about how to use the university databases. You will then organize and take notes on your research and summarize the texts that you found within a particular scholarly conversation. The 2 major assignments in this sequence are the infographic portfolio and the research argument. Smaller assignments will be associated with those two major assignments, one being the annotated source assignment and 2 proposals, one detailing your research interests and the other detailing your specific argument. You do not need to worry about all of this because this assignment sheet only pertains to the infographic assignment. The research argument will come in 4 weeks. Just now, let's focus on the infographic assignment and the 2 small homework assignments that are associated with it, which are the research topic proposal and an annotated source. All right, those will be found in the homework tab in content on D2L, and all of the due dates for this assignment and whatnot will be listed at the bottom of this page. Now, the description of the assignment. This is a lot of build up to get to what it means. But again, yeah, there was a reason why you did an archive summary and archive evaluation. You done that so you can learn how to create your own archive and then present that archive to an audience. Okay. Only this time your archive's not going to be a website. It's not going to be a digital site. It's going to be an infographic. You're going to pick a topic, pick a subject, research that topic, research that subject, find as much as you possibly can, and then take those sources and synthesize them, design them, okay? Take those sources, synthesize them, and then put them into a design that communicates what you have found, all right? So you're doing the same thing that others have done before. First, you read rhetorically. Now you are going to take everything you did prior with the archive summary and the archive evaluation, and now you're going to write rhetorically. So, the description of the assignment. You are tasked to research a topic and design an infographic relating your findings to an audience. Infographics, or visual representations of data or information, are especially effective for communicating large sums of information quickly to general audiences. Your infographic will visualize or represent what sources you find as you research your research question. What does this mean? Pick a research topic, ask a question, research that topic, and then take your resources, your findings, and put it into a visual format. As you perform your work for the unit, you will draft a version of your infographic, revise and design it using PictoChart design software, which is available free online, and there will be a video detailing how to use PictoChart. And then you are going to write a reflection explaining the rhetorical purposes of your design choices. So you're going to research your topic, you're going to take your sources and visualize them, put them into an infographic, and then you're also going to write a short little write-up describing why you did exactly what you did. why did you design your infographic the way you did? There's so many hundreds of ways you can design an infographic. Why did you choose it in this particular manner? And you're going to have to think about this in terms of your rhetorical situation, because your rhetorical situation should dictate the way that you design your infographic. Okay, so you're going to explain those thought processes in a small write-up. During the course of this unit, you will learn about theories of visual rhetoric and design, good principles of design, and how to evaluate infographics using them, and you will learn how to evaluate and critique the data presented by infographics. Your own time management will also be essential for this project, as you will have to make sure to keep researching your topic to add additional sources from your topic proposal. Now, what does this mean? For the infographic, you need 6 to 8 sources, but that doesn't mean that your final research paper, which will be in 4 weeks, the research argument, has to be 6 to 8 sources. You could have 20 sources for all I care, okay? As long as your infographic has at least 6 to 8. So why do the infographic? What is the point of an infographic? Well, the visualizations of infographics help you synthesize your information to see how they fit together and relate to one another. That's the whole point of research. To research a topic, you need to see all the different viewpoints, all the different ways people have argued this. And then you also need to figure out how they relate to one another and how they fit together. It's almost like a puzzle, right? This person says this person is responding to this person disagrees with this person. It's like a puzzle, okay? The infographic is a way of visualizing that puzzle and putting the pieces together to see how they fit. This in turn helps you communicate your findings more effectively and efficiently. By doing this, by making infographic to see how things relate to one another, you can then tell people how they relate more effectively and efficiently. By the end of the assignment, students will be able to research their topic and describe and summarize and visualize. Let me start that over. By the end of the assignment, students will be able to research their topic and describe, summarize, and visually represent various points of view on their topic. They will bring 6 to 8 effective sources to their selected topics of inquiry. They will identify, analyze, and describe the rhetorical purposes of various types of infographics. They will draft an infographic by hand and then use that draft to design a digital version using software. And they will reflect upon and describe the rhetorical moves made in their infographic. Okay. So here's a little bit more of a breakdown, okay? Because this assignment consists of 2 elements. The entire assignment is worth 200 points. The element 1 is worth 150 points, and element 2 is worth 50 points. So assignment 3 consists of 2 parts. First, you will design an infographic and PictoChart, a free online tool that I will teach you how to use and provide resources for, that provides a visual representation of the various points of view on your proposed research topic. In creating your infographic, you should consider 3 points. It will use 6 to 8 sources. It will be geared towards a general audience, and these points of view will be represented visually through such things as images, graphics, charts, and graphs, or even sound and video if you so choose. Now, just because it is geared towards a general audience doesn't mean that, well, that's the best way to put this, just because it's geared towards a general audience doesn't mean that you shouldn't consider the audience in your rhetorical situation, okay? It should be towards a general audience, but also to maybe people who were in that field, okay? Element 2. For this element of the assignment, you will compose a short 500-word essay that explains the overall rhetorical purpose of your infographic and the design choices you made to achieve that goal. This essay should be driven by a thesis statement, which specifically describes your infographic's purpose, along with 2 or 3 supporting paragraphs that rhetorically analyze specific moves you made to support your rhetorical purpose. That's pretty straightforward. So you're going to research, find 6 to 8 sources, put all that information into an infographic, visualize that information, design an infographic, and then explain in 500 words how you designed your infographic and why you designed your infographic. This assignment the expectation is that the format of it should be an MLA, formatting and documentation. So 12-point font, Times New Roman font, double space, standard 1-inch margins, heading, page number, so on and so forth. All right. Here is the evaluative criteria how I will grade your papers, your oh crap, how I will grade your infographics, and how I will grade your summaries. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, I need another second. A lot of talking. I need water. We will also do the same thing of peer review. I will look at your infographics. I will give you some feedback. I will give you some comments. And then you will also submit your drafts for your classmates to look at. Okay? Same procedure. Everything is listed here. Okay? Here are all the necessary due dates. Okay? So, on October 26th, you will have your research topic proposal due. November 2nd, your annotated source will be due. November 7th, the infographic draft will be due. That will be for peer review. November 9th, the reviewed infographic draft will be due back to your classmates, and then the final draft will be due on November 12th. Let me actually put peer review draft due. Okay. You will find the assignment sheets for the research topic proposal and the annotated source on D2L. I'll even pull them up here. I'll even go ahead and explain them a little bit. Your topic proposal for assignment 3, the infographic, it's worth 30 points. And approximately 200 words, tell me your chosen research topic in question. Why did you choose this particular research topic question? Why is it a topic of importance for you, and why should it be important to others? What are you hoping to learn in your research? How will you go about researching this topic? What kind of databases and resources will be important to your research? And I also want you to include at least 5 keywords that you'll be using to search databases. Like, if you're going to use databases, how are you going to use them? What words are you going to be using to find information? Okay. Just a short assignment in which you just tell me what topic you've chosen to research and why, and then how you're going to do it. That's essentially the gist of this small topic proposal assignment. Now, I do want you to think long and hard about your research topic, because once you have chosen this topic, you are locked into it. So pick a topic you want to research and write about for the next 8 weeks, okay? And it is due to D2L on October 26th. Let me make sure that date's right. Yes, October 26th. Now, the annotated source assignment. Just like the infographic assignment calls for 6 to 8 sources, I want you to take one of those sources that you have found for your infographic, and I want you to do an annotation. And there will be a slideshow posted to D2L that is completely devoted to explaining what an annotation is and how to do an annotated source. Okay? Essentially, you're going to want to summarize your source and then evaluate that source. So for this mini assignment, which is worth 30 points, you will select one of your sources, preferably the one you see yourself using the most in your essay. You will then provide bibliographic information, so the MLA information, the citation. You will summarize the source's main arguments. What are they saying? And then you're going to analyze the source. It's a rhetorical situation. You're going to tell me what is the purpose of this argument, the audience, the genre, the stance, so on and so forth. And then you're going to evaluate it, in which you're going to tell me what are the strengths and the weaknesses of this particular resource. Is there faults in the argument? Is the argument weak? Is it a strong argument? Is it biased? Stuff of that nature. Okay? And then lastly, I want you to explain why it is significant to your argument and how you're going to use it in the future. Okay? Your summary evaluation should exceed 200 words, so it should be at least 200 words, not including bibliographic information. Okay, so your annotation should be 200 words at least. It can go over, that's fine. Of course, that 200 words does not count bibliographic information. So pick one of the sources that you found, probably the one that is the most important to your research. Provide bibliographic information, summarize it, analyze it, and evaluate it. Pretty straightforward. Again, there will be slideshows completely devoted to evaluating sources and then creating an annotated source. So, okay, now let's look at a couple infographics. We won't spend a lot of time. I'll just briefly go over one or two of them with you. The others will be posted to D2L that you can look at your leisure. So let's look. I have a couple pulled up. Let's look at this one. This is actually one that a student has done. This person wanted to research the gender wage gap. Is it fact or fiction? This student was interested in what is called the gender wage gap, which is men make more money than women. So she wanted to look at all the information that she could find. She wanted to build an archive that is geared towards this question. Is the gender wage gap real or fake? Okay. So what she did is she found 6 sources, and then she took that information and she created sort of like a linear, not chronological, but a linear walkthrough of that information. She started off with first the debate. What is the debate? And that debate is white men make more than Caucasian women, African American women, and Hispanic women. And she talked about the differences, the 79 cents difference, a 62 cents difference, a 54 cents difference. So she first started with the debate. What are we talking about here? And then she started to narrow it down. And she started talking about the different ways that we can look at the debate. And she pulled down surveys. She pulled down graphs to just sort of show the discrepancies. And she then looked at, okay, so there might possibly be a gender wage gap. Well, what are the reasons for this? So then she talked about the different reasons why there could be this gap. All right. So this student effectively researched the topic and then brought that information, what she found, into an infographic. She talked about what the debate was, and then started talking about all the different reasons for this gap or possibilities for this gap, because she didn't exactly come down on either side. Right now, she was just presenting the arguments. She wasn't really putting her argument in here. She was just putting other people's argument. This is a good infographic. I'm going to post it, and I hope that you will spend some time with it. See how she has designed it. Pay attention to her design, and then see how the design, does it effectively communicate the information? I think it does. You could disagree. But what's really important is when you create an infographic is how do you want to communicate your information, and are you going to communicate it effectively in this manner? So that's one infographic. This is one that I just pulled offline. This is an infographic about water. So essentially this person was researching clean water and the world's access to clean water. And how they did it was also linear, and they did it in a way that it's like a water pipe. As you can see, where is all the water? We start here talking about all the different kinds of water and where waters come from, and then who has access to the safe drinking water. Okay, and the pipe continues, and we have this graph here talking about the percentage of people who have clean, safe water. So industrialized countries have access, but when you get to the less industrial countries, they have less access. And then the pipe comes up here, and then the consequences of this. What is the problem of this lack of safe drinking water? Okay, and then maybe how we can fix this. Who is affected and how we can fix this. So there is a linear progression to the research here. Talking about where the water comes from, who gets this water, and then the effects of this. Okay, this will also be posted. Give some time with it. What's another one? This one I haven't really looked at, but this one is apparently about fantasy football. So according to Fantasy Sports Trade Association, about 32 million people in the U.S. will play fantasy sports in 2012. Fantasy football is one of the most popular and lucrative of these types of sports, with $1 billion industry powered by 24.3 million players. Let's take a closer look at how obsessed fantasy football players are. So this person just wanted to get an idea of fantasy football and the people who participate in this. And so they have gender and age. And What are male fantasy football players willing to give up for the entire season in order to win their fantasy football league? Oh, wow. Um, so it just kind of shows you the differences in how people participate and how important it is to their lives. And then how much money is spent on this and betting and stuff of that nature. And then the effects of fantasy football on employers, right? Like because people are spending more and more time participating in fantasy football than they're not actually doing their work. I mean, we all know that some people look at their phones and talk to their coworkers about fantasy football at work when they're not when they should be working, and that costs employers money. So that's another way of looking at it. And then how much is lost? Yeah. So this is an interesting. It starts off with who's doing it, and then the effects of it on people's lives, the effects of fantasy football on people's jobs and their incomes and their finances. So this is an interesting infographic. This person just wanted to know who's obsessed with it and what kind of effects does it have. So all of these will be posted to D2L. Again, they are just representations of the debates that are taking place within a given topic. There is no real argument here. It's just a representation, a presentation of the arguments. I think the gender wage gap one, fact or fiction, is probably one of the best ones up here. Again, it starts off with the question, the debate, and then works its way through, breaking it down. These are the people. This is how we can look at African American women. This is how we can look at Caucasian women, Hispanic women, and then the different reasons there could be this discrepancy. Okay. So, okay. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Please watch the other videos. One of the other upcoming videos will be about using the databases here at OSU, the online databases. And then another video will be about how to use Pictochart and Zotero, which Zotero is a site that you can use to organize your research, the things that you have found. So again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me. I'm here, and good luck. I look forward to reading your topic proposals because I always am interested in all the different things people are interested in researching. I find that every time I teach this class, people just pick more and more interesting topics. So, okay, good luck, guys.